Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, in the name of Almighty Allah, the entirely merciful and especially merciful. Dear viewers across the planet, I greet you with the greeting of peace, the greeting of salam, or the greeting of Islam. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. May peace be unto you. And I'm reminding you all the time that this is the best greeting. This is the best greeting that exists on this planet. No matter where you are, you can use it. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Even if you are greeted by another greeting, you still, either you have two options. Use the other greeting as a response, or use the best greeting, which is known now to everybody that it is Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Because this is the best greeting, and preferably, or we are commanded to use the best greeting before we can use the other greeting. Using the best, the best, the best. This is an example that a very simple man can be a perfectionist. A very simple man can all the time use the best and not to accept just the norm or what other people do. You can use it, no problem in that. But if you want to be rewarded more than others, use the best. Because this is the best. Not only according to your choice, even if you make good study and good analysis of it, but it is a command from your Creator, the one who created you and the one who created all those humans and the generations before them and the generations before them, all of them. The best greeting among them is Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This is his own words. Use it. Why don't you use it? What are you losing? And instead of using the one that's common in this culture and the other culture, it is okay to use them. Yet, if you are looking for the best, and everyone, if a smart person he is or she is, would use the best, why wouldn't I use the best? I'm a perfectionist, so why shouldn't I encourage myself and my family members and all the people around you to always consistently use the best? And this is the best. One of the simple reasons to use the best, because every time I use the best greeting, I am rewarded by Almighty Allah 30 rewards for every time I say Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. 10 multiplied by 3 equals 30. 30 rewards for free. Whereas I use any other greeting, whether I know it or not, whether it has been explained to me or not, I know it's much less than this. So I always shoot for the maximum. This is the nature of a perfectionist. This is the nature of leaders. This is the nature for people who want to excel in every aspect of life. And this is one step down the road that invites you, that encourages you and your family members and the people around you to be always on the top. Welcome to this episode. Welcome to Treasures from the Holy Quran. And I wish that you can take today treasures, whether it's a treasure of knowledge, theoretical knowledge, with practical significance, with practical implications, whether it is something really practical that you can see the benefit of it in front of your eye, or whether it is something even beyond the knowledge and the information that you have, because we are limited, our brains are limited. What we don't know today, we may know it tomorrow, we may know it after 10 years, we may know it after more or less years. What I know here in this context, Other people who are in the same similar situation may not know it because people are different. But when you and I and others take from the main source, this is the shortcut. Shortcut to benefits. And the shortcut is to take not only from what the Prophet ﷺ taught us, but before that, we learned from what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala taught us. So, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala taught us in the form of this Quran, and He Himself taught us through the words of our beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, which is known to the people nowadays as the Sunnah, as the traditions of our beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. These are the two sources. As you can see that they are divine, and I'm sure that you remember what we taught before, that وَمَا يَنطِقُ عَنِ الْهَوَىٰ. Our beloved Prophet Muhammad ﷺ never ever says something out of his own desires and whims and out of his own thinking. Rather, وَمَا يَنطِقُ عَنِ الْهَوَىٰ, rather, إِنْ هُوَ إِلَّا وَحْيٌ يُوحَىٰ. Whatever he says is revelation from Almighty Allah to him. So what you say, the pure knowledge that you want to learn is the knowledge from Almighty Allah, whether it is directly in the words of the Quran, in the form of the Quran, or directly to our beloved Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, and he is conveying these treasures to us. So now you know the right place to take the knowledge from. Not just as we had been taught in limited forms from the experience of people or from our own culture, limited culture. Rather, it's an open culture. It's not just a human culture. It is a divine culture taught to us. Allah is the one who created you and me and created all these 7 billion something and the people before them. He is the one who is telling us this knowledge. So it is very authentic and very pure and guaranteed by our Creator. We do thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for giving us this guidance, for giving us this knowledge. Today we're going to learn one ayah, very short ayah. If I ask you this question, can you identify the people who say the truth or the people who say lies around you in this hall or in the place where you are? Who are the people who say lies? Who always make lies? Can you identify them? Can you? If not, I think when you learn this verse, you will have the ability somewhat to a certain degree that you can identify them. Wow. What a verse. From this verse, you can learn, this is a treasure, that you have the ability to identify those people who make lies and those people who don't. What is this? This is a real treasure, a valuable treasure. So you would have the power to follow the ones who say the truth and not to follow the ones who say lies. Let them say lies. It's their responsibility. But at least we can identify them. We would be able not to follow them and put what they say, yeah? Because already we have identified them as liars. What is this verse? This is an amazing verse. It is something not said by me or by other human beings. It is said by Almighty Allah Himself, and this is clearly said in ayah number 105, chapter number 16. This is a very important question. I think you can ask as a challenge, not a challenge to put people in corners, but a challenge to let people to think. Can you identify the liars? What does this verse say? أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم إنما يفتري الكذب إنما يفتري الكذب الذين لا يؤمنون بآياتنا أو لا يؤمنون بآيات الله وأولئك هم الكاذبون. Let's say it again. إنما يفتري الكذب الذين لا يؤمنون بآيات الله أولئك هم الكاذبون. It means those who make up lies, those who say lies, are the ones who don't believe in the signs of Allah. And they are the liars. This is the translation of it. I would say it again. Those people who make up lies, who invent lies, who always come up with lies, are the ones who really don't believe in the signs of Allah, of the ayat of Allah, of the statements of Allah, of the book of Allah. So those people who don't believe in the book of Allah are the ones who make up lies, and they are the liars. That means they are the consistent liars. Again, it's ayah number 105, chapter number 16. Very short ayah. إنما يفتري الكذب إنما يفتري الكذب هو الذين لا يؤمنون بآيات الله وأولئك هم الكاذبون. So who are the liars? Can you identify them? Yes, according to the lesson that I've just learned from you, it's not from me. This doesn't, I'm conveying it. I believe in it, no doubt. I believe it 100% because it's from Almighty Allah. It is from the Creator. And the Creator says nothing but the truth. So if you want to reach the truth, the only way to reach it is to access what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, to access what the Creator of this universe says. He says, those people who deny and those people who reject the signs from Almighty Allah are the one who usually make up lies because they don't find any other answer that they can give. This is my own explanation. Other than the answers that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in the Holy Quran and in the Sunnah of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So they try to make up something, and they make up. They do a lot of thinking. They do a lot of research. They do and do and do and do. Yet, they cross what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said. And they find nothing to say except to make up lies. So these are the signs. So anyone who does not quote from what Allah and His Messenger said is a very high possible liar. And look at whatever is said to you by any human being, regardless of his name. His name is Mamdouh, Ahmed, Ali, Muhammad, George, Jack, Nancy, anything. Whatever is said to you by him or by her, look for the root of it. If it is taken from the words of Allah, from any source, from the Quran or from the tradition of our beloved, authentic, all the time I say authentic traditions of our beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, know that they are potential liars. Wow. Now I know. Now I know how can I identify those people with this feature, the potentiality of making lies. They are potential liars. I know them in their speeches. I know them in their presentations. I know them in their discussions. I know them in any context that you can imagine or you cannot imagine. The root of what they say. And that's why I may need one step ahead, which is to investigate. When somebody presents something or teaches something, I would give him the background. I would give him or her rights. So I would try to investigate him or investigate her by asking some questions that are relevant to the topic, to try to dig deep and to see where his answer or her answers are coming from. And if the answers are coming from the Quran and the traditions and the Sunnah of our beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, I feel safe and assured that what is said is not at least lying. But if I know that it is from these genuine sources, the Quran and the Sunnah, so I would feel more comfortable that, yes, they are saying the truth, even if the words are not exactly, but the essence of it. This is how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, out of wisdom, gave us this, guided us. If you see that people are always lying and they don't believe and they reject and they refute what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says to them consistently, you know that they are potential liars. Thank you, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, for giving us this guidance. Thank you and thank you and thank you. And we continually ask you to give us this guidance, and we continually ask you to give us the ability to be able to discuss it and present it and explain it to others in the best way we can do. Ameen, ameen. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.